Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel John Lewis 3D Learning. In this presentation, we are going to see language of chemistry in 9th standard. The topic is balancing a chemical equation by partial equation method. The previous video lesson we learnt balancing a chemical equation by trial and hit method. So here it is partial equation method. Come, let's go and see. So let us take this equation. Potassium iodide plus H2O2 is hydrogen peroxide. H2O is water, one oxygen more with water, that is known as hydrogen peroxide. When these two react, what happens? Potassium hydroxide is formed. Potassium hydroxide and iodine are formed. How to balance this equation? By partial equation method. So even though here the equation is given in a single step, it might not have taken place in a single step. Many steps might have carried out in between. So if you know the various steps involved in getting the product, it is easy to balance the equation partially. So is it balanced? Definitely it is not balanced. How can you say it is not balanced? Balanced means what? The number of atoms of each element on reactant side and product side should be same. For example, let us take iodine. In the reactant side it is only 1, whereas in the product side it is 2. You take hydrogen, in the reactant side it is 2, on the product side it is only 1. You take oxygen, in the reactant side it's 2, again in the product side it is only 1. Therefore it is not balanced. Even if any one of the elements number of atom is not equal, then it is not balanced. Therefore this equation is not balanced. Therefore we need to balance the equation. In the last video we had learned trial and hit method, but here we are going to learn by partial equation method. So what is that? So first step, hydrogen peroxide will decompose into water and nascent oxygen. Nascent oxygen means as soon as it is born, newly prepared, that will be in the atomic state, therefore that will be highly reactive. So that will oxidize the potassium iodide. That will oxidize the potassium iodide into iodine. That is what is given in that equation. So that is the second step. So in the second step, this potassium iodide will react with water and nascent oxygen, highly reactive oxygen. That oxygen is in atomic state. So that nascent oxygen, what it does? It oxidizes potassium iodide to iodine. So what is the other product? Potassium hydroxide. So if you know how to balance this equation, it's very simple. Can you balance this equation? How many iodines are there in the product side? 2 iodines. But in the reactant side, Ki, only 1 iodine is there. Therefore we have to put 2 potassium iodide. And if you take hydrogen, in the reactant side there are 2 hydrogen, H2O, 2 hydrogens. But in the product side, KOH, only 1 hydrogen is there. Therefore we need to put 2 in front of potassium hydroxide. Okay, now this equation is balanced. Now we can add step 1 and step 2. So when you add step 1 and step 2, what happens? So water in the reactant side in the second equation, there is water in the product side in the first step. Therefore they get cancelled. And similarly nascent oxygen is there in the reactant side in step 2, that is produced in the product side in step 1. Therefore they also get cancelled. So remaining thing you add, what you get? 2 Ki plus H2O2 gives 2 KOH plus I2. But here we should know the various steps involved in order to get the products. At the same time, in each and every step we need to balance the equation. Finally when we add up, we will get the reactants and products. All the intermediate products formed will be cancelled. But this is not of much use for us. Only when we learn step by step reactions, this kind of balancing will help us. So as long as 9th standard and 10th standard chemistry is concerned, so just learn trial and hit method. That is more than enough in order to balance the equation. But we should know about this method also. So this is also another method, because when we go to higher classes, when we go to universities, when we learn chemistry, when we learn the mechanism of the reaction, how they take place step by step, so that's the time this partial equation method will help us. So it is just an introduction of partial equation method. Okay, hope you understood it and you learnt it. Thank you very much for watching. Until we meet next time, bye bye.